morning, class. Welcome to Mr. Crosby's history class. I'm glad you guys could all make it. Today we're going to start with a warm-up. A critical thinking question. And then we're going to go straight into a pre-assessment. For our critical thought question, that you guys took home last night, does anyone have any ideas of what they think imperialism is? Yeah, that's a very good answer. It does absolutely extend a country's power of influence. Something you didn't touch on, though, is done through military force. This means that the country invades another country and they expand their influence through that level of force. Anyone else? Anybody else? Something different? No, alright. So then here's my question. How many of you guys think that the country you live in, the United States of America, is or has been an imperialistic country? Show of hands. It's a lot easier. Okay, about half of you. Alright. Well, that is interesting that only half of you think that, and interesting that only half of you do not think that. But it's very interesting. So the key thing here is there's a difference between colonialism and imperialism. Now, the United States of America has been known for invading countries and through use of military force, hence invade, and extending their power and influence through those countries. Sometimes staying in those countries for more than a century. Now, a lot of people say that America colonized countries, and some people say that they imperialized countries. Now, these are two separate ideas. Colonialism is it's completely different than imperialism, even though they're both very similar. So when you set up a colony in a country, you do it for gain. That's the only reason why. You do it for influence and power as well, but you do it for gain. And so when you set up a colony, you extract the natural resources of that country or that region back to the motherland. So basically, your motherland is going to be a lot stronger. Now, imperialism can do that, absolutely, but it's more for strategic military purposes. So, for example, a lot of people don't know, but the United States went to war with the Philippines right after the Spanish-American War ended. That was part of the treaty we signed with Spain. And at this time, the Philippines declared independence from Spain 3 years prior. But part of the treaty from the Spanish-American War was we wanted the Philippines. And so we were granted the Philippines. And so when we went to claim our territory, we fought a war with the Philippines over who owns the Philippines, whether it was them or if it was us. And since we had a treaty from their former owners, Spain, we assumed the right to keep the Philippines. So after we fought a war with the Philippines, it's more guerrilla war. There was initially a Filipino army, but after they got beat, it turned into more guerrilla warfare and continued on like that for years. We won't dive into that too deeply since we're just studying imperialism right now. But we imperialized the Philippines. And we use them mostly for their strategic base in the South Pacific region. It is very close to Southeast Asia and mainland, and we felt that if we were to extend our influence out that way, we would gain a lot more power in the region as well. If you haven't noticed from the news or through your life, America loves to police the world. And whether you are pro or against that, it doesn't matter. It's just a fact. It's what we like to do. We like to use our power and our influence to influence other countries, to do things that we consider as right. And whether you think America is right or wrong in that, again, is not what we are talking about today. But, so, diving into imperialism, I said we're going to take a pre-assessment test, and I was not wrong, or I did not lie to you guys, and here is your pre-assessment test that I'll be handing to you guys right now. Here we go. John and Jane. Here you guys go. Once you guys have completed it, please turn it in. I'll collect it. You guys have 5 minutes. It's only 5 questions, so it should be pretty simple. Alrighty, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. And you guys should definitely get at least one of these questions right, since we went over the question, what is imperialism, right before we took the test. But all right, so right now we're going to go through a series of PowerPoint slides that I have prepared. You may have difficulty seeing them because, as you can tell, my projector is fictional, to say the least. But okay, so here are our 20 slides that we're going through. Please take notes on every single slide, guys. Go ahead and copy them all down. We'll probably stop at 10 today and finish the rest tomorrow because we're going to get into our small groups right after the presentation. So without further ado, here we go. And if you guys have any questions or concerns during this slide, I know we're halfway through it already, but feel free to ask. I'll come to you. All right. Now, does anyone have any questions or concerns about the slide? The slides. All right. None at all. All right, well, I promise you guys will have lots of questions as we continue into our next activity. So, without further ado, please group up into your small groups that I've assigned you at the beginning of the semester. Please. Thank you so much. All right. Now, here's a worksheet we're going to do in our small groups. Awesome. Okay. Now, as you guys are discussing these questions and figuring out them together, I'm going to be coming around to monitor the progress. So, go ahead and begin, and hopefully you guys finish before the end of the class. We'll be coming around to monitor, as I previously stated. And at this time, I'm monitoring the students, making sure they're engaged, asking probing questions, especially when I notice that a student or students are not participating, or if one or two are doing the majority of the work in the group. All right, guys. Thank you guys so very much for your attention and for all your participation during these activities. We will continue the lesson tomorrow. due to time. But if you guys have any questions at all regarding imperialism or just anything in general, when the bell rings, feel free to come to my desk and we can discuss it. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. This has been my presentation on imperialism for my classroom setting, for my classroom environment, my living room. But thank you guys so much. Appreciate it so much.